So yeah, as I was saying, music is subliminal. So like, think about it ever since like ancient times. Like in ancient times when they were ready to go to war, they would start, have it like, what's a drummer boy? You ever seen like in the Civil War, before they were to go to war, they line up in battle, and then they had the drummer boys, boom, 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 boom. Or they, before they, they go, like even in older ancient times, they had horns. They had horns out of like seashells, and they had death whistles and stuff like that. So they would be like, and everybody would get hyped, right? They're on the other side fighting what they don't even know what for, but they're getting hyped, right? So the frequency vibrates at, you got 432, you got like 339, you got low frequencies, which are not really that good. And there's also a frequency, if played right, it's a death note, it could kill you. But so you got like 432, like 539, 639, you got like 732, 832, 932, you gotta have like 1,000 hertz. There's a lot of different frequencies, right? Whatever, 888, there's different ones, right? So whatever you feel close to, but see, the thing is, different people at different levels and different enlightenments will have different frequencies that they go to. So like, for instance, for me, I sit around the love frequency, which is around 432 to 530 hertz. I've seen my voice in the studio, because I've made music before, on the petrogrammic EQ. It shows the waves, and I sit around 430 to 532 hertz. So there's also a resonance, and then there's also a subliminal aspect. Now, the subliminal aspect is, you guys been listening to music that's like, shoot 'em up, like shoot 'em up, war. And then like how Ice Cube said, he said the truth, but everybody started, kind of, I don't know if they believed him or not, but then he started getting backlash. But Ice Cube said it. He said the record labels own the prisons, and the prisons, is ran by the Federal Reserve. So like, it's all tied together like a Ponzi scheme. So if they could get you guys in the still of violence and get you guys to make music, blow up the music that's making violence, it's allow the minorities to stay at bottom, be segregated, and kill each other through hateful music. Because music is subliminal, and it can help heal you, and it can help change your mind. It's the same thing with affirmation. See, there's different types of music. You can have a frequency with the affirmation that can have one affirmation here, another affirmation here, another, like, it's called stereo image. Stereo image could create, like, as if the sound is coming directly to me, or surrounded, but not always in that sense. Like, the drums could be more left panned, right panned, and then like all the percussion could be coming in, but it's all depending on the mix engineer. Now, see, the thing is, when you have hertz frequencies, as far as like, ancient traditions have known this, like Shaolin monks and stuff like that would train hard, and then they would play their instruments to heal their body. They would meditate and play their instruments to heal their body. Now, music is subliminal, so if I wanted to control the masses, I would just start to instill like fear. Hold on, I have some more people coming. So yeah, you guys, like, if you ever notice like how there's a different echelon, so like people who listen to classical music tend to be more of a higher status, you could say. They make more money, they provide their health more, they use olive oil to cook, and like people who listen to ghetto music are just hood rich. They're not really, so it's also like it touches you a certain way. It is programming. Music is subliminal, it's subconscious, and it's programming. Now, I think I might have covered some topics of that, but basically, if you were to listen to like, maybe like, if you notice, there was an empowerment between like the 60s and the 80s. In the 60s and the 80s, there was a lot more like, more independent labels, but see, now we have better equipment. So you guys should be producing way better frequencies that are impactful in a way to that's going to support people like in a love or in a confidence or in a motivational way, not just like materialistic or feed the ego that doesn't need to be there. But it depends on if your ego is here to challenge others. That's another thing, right? Just as far as the lower state, we'll say the lower state, right? To keep it at a lower status. The thing is, in the 60s and the 80s, music was better because it was more independent, but it was more loving, it was more better. So they realized how impactful that was, and they started to segregate families, and they started to make it harder for you to like go and produce your own song. Now anyone can make a hit song now, so this is very powerful stuff. But if you look at, you know, those older songs, they were more touching, more impactful, and so yeah. With that being said, maybe go try to listen to something new, something that, you know, that's actually inspirational. You know, instead of watching a movie that's hurtful, fearful, negative, or like people getting shot, this and that, maybe watch an inspirational movie. It could be like anything from like, who knows, like Hustle and Flow, or like, or Love and Happiness, that one Will Smith, right? He got the, I mean, it was a crazy story, right? But still, anything that's like impactful, maybe that resonates with you in a sense to where it's inspirational. Like, I like that one movie, Grinding Gang, right? With The Rock or something, or like, I just naming some, right? The Snowman one with Michael Keaton or something, you know, something that's impactful, that's enlightening, that's gonna inspire you in a sense like that, because that's closer to the feeling of life, the feeling of God, because God doesn't want you to suffer like that. You know what I mean? God doesn't want you to go through all this misery and pain. He wanted you to try to create a heaven here on earth.